post this everywhere on the internet. Let me just, you know, get freaky with it. Put it on the IG. I'm gonna give some people some time to roll in. Smile, you're on camera, I guess. Anyone in chat? Anyone watching? My name is RamX3 on the internet. I am currently trying to work on this setup. It is a mess, but anyways, I just graduated in December with a degree in audio, actually music industry studies, but a lot of it was audio recording, and I've been doing this right here out of my own home for, you know, a long time for a 23-year-old. And I like music, but mixing wasn't cutting it. Just doing it for bands or whatever. I wanted to give back. I want to teach. I loved learning how to mix. So that's why we're here gonna do this. I'm just gonna hop into it. If at any time there are questions or whatnot, I will stop and answer them. I mute myself because I have to use my monitors. My mic picks up the monitors. There's a delay. It's weird. So I mute myself when I'm working, then unmute myself when I am not. Anyways, yeah, this song is it's still playing. Your Existence by Like Moths to Flames. It's just a cover. Got enough, you know, Ultimate Guitar stems. I've already pretty much mixed it, but I wanted to go through, talk about it, and rework it a bit because I'm not totally happy with it. So here we go. Let me mute myself and we'll give it a listen and go from there. This song is all breakdowns, which is sick. Okay, dope. So you can hear it. It's pretty cool. I like the drums. The guitars are super thin, in my opinion. The bass sounds solid. I'm gonna go through each individual instrument here and kind of talk about it and see what's up. Just so you're all aware, I will rename these. This is kick, snare. These are program drums. Easy drummer. This is probably room. These are probably the toms, and then overhead and some sort of room. I guess I'll just pull up easy drummer now. We can go over the wonders of Easy Drummer, because Easy Drummer is wonderful. So give that a second to load. My Mac is, oof. It puts in work, man. I also should probably, it's probably fine. Anyways, so the kit we are using is the progressive. I like the original mix on these. I absolutely hate with a burning passion every single pre-mixed Easy Drummer setting in pretty much every single kit. I think they're all just so I just don't use them. I just use the progressive original mix. Boom. So this is the snare. Obviously there's samples on it here with trigger 2, and then toms, and then our cymbals, hi-hat. So that's the kit we're using. So easy for, oh shit. Oh, I might have butchered it. Nah, 2. That was 1, 2. Oh, this is snare. Bottom. This is hi-hat. All the toms are going into 5, which is probably not the best idea if you were doing a legitimate mix. Not that this isn't legitimate, but you know, trying to save time here. Ambience. This is essentially just like the room. This again is same thing, but mono, and then one shot. I believe I don't even use these. These are just the things on the side. Oops. Yeah. Da 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 da. If you know what song that is, mad props. So, anyways, back to the drums. So yeah, we have the snare here, and then what I've done is, because the, you know, top and bottom, I've grouped them here. So this is what our snare basically sounds like with samples here from trigger, and then what I'm using is browser. Just use the middle form, Black Beauty close. So this is from the guy that did Sleep Token, what's his name, George Lever, I believe. And then middle form, I want to say that's it. And then Burning Boots. These sound great. And then they're going to the snare out, which is the bus of the snare bus, and then the trigger. Just some compression, and then you can definitely hear the transient. It's not metalcore if your snare isn't transient to all hell. So yeah, there you go. Then the kick here, kind of the same idea, where I have it with samples. So that's the OG kick. I don't like it, but I don't even think, did I use a sample? I did use a sample. Oh shit balls. We'll do that. And that is trigger 2, which is here. And normally what I would do is actually bust these out. Do I not have any sends on here? That's fine. And then yeah, bust them out so they no, don't bust them, I'm sorry. Print these, don't have the trigger files on there. Anyways, add bus for selected channels. I guess I hadn't done this. Good thing we're doing it now. Kick bus. And then kick, and then this goes to the drum bus. And then money, money, who do I turn to? Okay, so I heard a lot of stuff in there. The ambience was getting weird with the LR since this is a stereo track and there was actually kind of a delay in the kick. Just pulled it down to fix it. I heard something weird, or this was the one that was delaying, I'm sorry. I heard something really weird in here. I want to EQ out really quick, actually. Snare out, snare out. Oh no, oh no. This should actually be going... This is my snare tracks. This should be going to the drum bus as well. Alright. Okay, yeah, it's just a little more tame, the snare and the kick. I guess I didn't have them going to the drum bus. I must have just forgot that the last time. Sounds better with them going. Anyways, what I was saying is that this ambient mono track has a really shitty frequency in it. So I like to use, I mean, if you've watched these before, you know how I roll. Q1 is like the savior in my opinion when it comes to EQing, just because it's the processor only uses highlighted ones you have. So if you know you only have 5 of these engaged, it's only processing for 5 of them. It's not processing the other 5 that aren't being used. Sorry, I totally just like died there. So just solo this bad boy up and I just want to do that because I don't really need that like woofy and that scratchy in my down the center. It's not going to be chill. Just get rid of it. Managing 2 computers at once is freaking hard. I wish it never applies to your life, but anyways, I want to hear it again with all this stuff and then we can keep going. I mean, it's literally just like a kiss cherry on top. That am mono, you can barely hear it right under the snare, and it's mostly just the kick. But I mean, I will use it. Sometimes I won't, depending on the song. But I think it would sound nice in the long run. So moving onwards, let's just go jump quickly. Bus 1. What is this? Bass. This is my bass bus. This should be my reverb for the drums, which should not be going to main as well. Good thing I didn't finish this mix. I have things to talk about. I'm gonna mute this one last just to hear how the reverb mixes in with the track. Yeah, that's badass. I'm stoked on that. This is like some lame shit they have in this thing. I like to just click it on when I need to. Anyways, yeah, next thing I want to move on to, you can see I'm doing nothing on the kick bus. I like the kick, fat, meaty, just in your face. I don't want to do anything to it. On the one shot, like I said, I'm not actually even using this. I could probably just go ahead and remove it from, you know, the list, but I don't really care. Just because it's gonna take me, you know, it'd probably be quicker actually to go in, but it's gonna take me a while to go in there and remove it. Anyways, so here, moving on to the bass. This is the bass. This is what I've been talking about the past couple of weeks, where I was saying, hey, like, take your bass and split it into 2 tracks. For this song, is you want it because you want that low end to really just be like locked in. Well, the high end can like kind of flub around a bit. So we'll listen to the bass track and we'll go from there. All right, so like now that I'm like listening to it and all, there's a lot I do want to change. It sounds pretty hollow. My top end does. The bottom end sounds pretty tight, but we're just gonna go through. I'm gonna work on it. Like I said, I mute myself when I'm working just so you don't get like this weird double thing because I can't mix on headphones. So we'll go and see what's up. I'm gonna start with this. This is the top end here, I would believe. I want to say. So here we go. So what I'm gonna do is actually bump up my samples so I can power through with all these plugins. Sometimes it closes my program, like force closes it, which is terrifying, but you know, it didn't this time, so sick. Here we go. So what I'm doing here, that I'm sidechaining it so when the kick comes in, the bass ducks. It's finicky because when it's doing just like the dun 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 dun, you want it to go pretty hard so that kick could come through and really punch. But when the kick goes really fast, it starts just the bass starts doing this like weird like pumping thing, and that you don't want that. So there's two solutions to this. Solution one, just automate, you know, your automate your threshold, you know, when you need it lower, make it lower. When you need it higher, pull it up. The way to do it is just find the middle sweet spot, which is what I think I'm going to do, because I could spend forever trying to find that, you know, automating it. If you want me to automate it, I will, but unless y'all say otherwise, I'm going to keep just find a sweet spot and move on. That sounds way doper with that high and turned down. It really gives that bass that like classic like metalcore feel. What is this, my bass? Okay. Yeah, so the bass is very important in metalcore along with the kick. I would say those are more important than the guitars, you know, everything. It's if that bass and that kick aren't locked in, dude, it's not gonna punch. This music is all about that rhythm, all about that, like, all about that bass. It's just about like getting smacked in the face, really, with, you know, these instruments. So I'm gonna keep on keeping on, and here we go. Cool. So what I was just doing here, just really just kind of trying to dial it in. There's not too much I wanted to change. I like this just grotesquely subby and nothing else kind of bass tone mixed with this. The issue is merging these two now. That's the issue that I'm noticing. I think the solution to this is going to be in the, obviously, in this bus. We're just going straight into a limiter, which isn't bad, but it's not doing quite what I wanted to, which is blending the two tracks. So, boom kaboom da booms. This is a pretty aggressive. Oh, I don't want the 2A. My bad. I want the 3. The one that I'm thinking of is just, it's 2 knob. Nope. Man, I'm thinking of the 3A. I gotta learn these, man. I'm so bad with these. These things, this thing is just a beast. It just clamps down on whatever you put, you know, through it. That's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna turn this down because sometimes it's really loud. All right, so here we go. It's just so minusculely more aggressive, but it's doing what I want it to. It does sound more blended. So we're gonna go back into the compressor and then into the side chain again just to wrap it and get back into the drums a bit and try to see if we can get these two to talk a little bit better back and forth. Then we'll go from there. So a couple things I heard during that, I like it. It sounds good. The kick was hitting that side chain a little too hard, but the bass was getting weird. So I just had to pull that back a bit so the bass could breathe more. The other thing is these overheads are a little too smashed for my taste. You can hear them pumping ever so slightly. Don't want that. So I'm gonna fix that and we're gonna move on. It's a little better. It's still a tad pumpy. I feel like it has been reduced by a smidgen. So we'll take it. I pretty much had my settings close to what the preset was. Excuse me. It is 4:30 where I live, and I have been up since 3 in the morning. So we're gonna keep going. Guitar tone ain't it, dude. Listening back right now, this ain't it. I don't really dig it. I want to just give her a listen though and go from there. Oh, okay. What's always surprised me about metalcore guitars is always how little you actually have to end up like gaining it. People don't realize that they and me too. I always overdid it, but you don't have to. Fear not. All right, I'm gonna shut up my voice and just keep going. So you can hear just adding that second like guitar layer, which you can do in the Will Putney thing. This is the right guitar I was working on the left. Is you can mix amps, and this is modeled after the PV6505 or whatever, and like it's just the typical classic go-to, and so it just sounds great, man. Like out of the box, you just blend it. I don't like it by itself, but you blend it with something, and it's that little bite that you need. It's exactly that's my kick EQ. That is exactly what it has done for this song as well, because it's metalcore. So what do you expect? Oh, sorry, I didn't see I had the delay, but yeah. So I was just mixing up something of that EQ. Got rid of it, mostly just like what I like to call like wind tunnels. It sounds like wind just. So sorry, just wind like basically just like. If you hear that, definitely get rid of it. That stuff is super annoying and will just destroy your mix. Then the second thing I did, I turned off the limiter on the bus. You can just hear it was I mean, listen to the difference between this thing on and off. Obviously it's off now. I'll turn it on so you start it, but it starts on, but you can just hear how slammed this it just the guitar gets slammed. Listen. So much more open, and that's kind of how you want it. I don't want to be EQing or compressing really or anything that is like slammed. I know some of you can be like, well, you have something on the master bus. It's like, yeah, I do, but the settings are for a master. This is what a master would do, and I can get into this later on. Yeah, but I don't want to mix a already overly compressed guitar, because then you're just gonna get wonky on it. Anyways, I copied this is the edited. What the hell? The mixed up track to this one. So now they'll sound a little same, and then we can get into this. You know, fix this guy up a smidge, and then these guys here we can see if we can work them in. I didn't like the takes. I didn't like how they tracked it, which is why I just didn't use it. But we'll see what's up. So let's party. Yo, sorry again. Dude, this plugin, I love Joey Sturgis, I love Joe Wanasek, I love that, but that plugin, just listen to it. Like, the guitar in the low end just gets completely just cut out and wrecked, and I think that's why the guitars were sounding so shitty when I, like, first, like, was listening to this in, like, my car and stuff. But before we do that, I want to work on this, because I heard some no-nos up in this B, and that's not good. This thing works, I'll show you what I mean. Here we go. Alright. With this kind of stuff, you have to be careful not to like literally just cut the entire guitar out. But I know for like these kind of songs, these things are usually pretty thin, so I don't feel bad just EQing the balls out of it. This is a weird one. I may just want to go in and change the actual tone of the guitar, and then come back. cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. All right, so now we're gonna get. I want to show you what this sounds like when it just murks the guitars. Take a listen. I mean, we're not. We're like. We're barely touching it. Might be the chug slayer, but that thing is just absolutely like obliterating my guitar tone. Yeah, just innately when you put this on, I mean, obviously it's probably elastic, a lot like kind of like C4 is my guess, but it just immediately having it on there without any actual compression still gets up in that grill too much and does weird stuff, and I don't like it, so I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna use L1 here by Good Old Waves, and we'll see what's up. Let's hit this finance some bread. This sounds absolutely fire. I'm actually, let's see, I can see if I can pull up the IRL song. We can do an A-B. That would be pretty fun. But the only things I'm really hearing now is that top end of the bass is a little too much for my my liking, and then no vocals. Can't do that. Excuse me again. And then we can talk about that master bus compressor. This is what I like. This is one of the best, you know, funny. Some of my favorite records have the same exact color palettes. Anyways, like Moths. These guys just dropped some new music. Go check it out. I'm gonna turn this down and fade it in just in case it's like, you know, it's probably gonna be louder than mine. Oh, is that loud? There we go. Alright, so I mean, obviously right off the bat, mine is so much more mid-ranging, so much warmer. Theirs is all high-end, and like, the drums are really pingy, and I'm not really a fan of that. I like my mix EQ-wise more. Their mix is way better, like compression-wise. So I'm gonna play my mix now and listen. From the beginning. I don't have that fade in, but we can do that. I'll show you how. It's not hard. So I'm gonna see if I can copy their overheads. Actually, it just sounds like they have like cider on it. Of it. Let's see. What do I have? I don't know if I have an exciter off the top of my head. I can't think of one that I have. That is a-okay. Another way to do this, just be careful, is with EQ. Okay, so now I just kind of want to go. Oh, I probably have a bunch of like effects on my. Alright, so this if the music was probably a little altered. But I'm gonna go back and listen to the other song now, and we're gonna go from there and see what's up. Dope. Yeah, I'm kind of falling in favor of my mix now that I'm hearing theirs again. Let's see. Their mix sounds more like aggressive in your face metalcore. Mine sounds more like laid backy stoner rock. Or they're playing it, but the vibe is completely different of the song. Like the energy, not that it hasn't been captured, but it's a different energy that's been captured. It's very interesting to hear how the two mixes compare with one another. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to turn this thing off. Okay, so now this is just me kind of messing around, but I want to see what this will sound like. Dude, this is doing something and I like it. I can't, like, the only way to explain it, it's like pulling the drums back a bit, but then like stretching them around the stereo field a bit more. And then, oh man, that is so cool what this tape is doing. This is the Kramer tape by Waves. Good stuff. I've had this thing for years. I use it a lot of places because it just sounds good. Another good tape machine, emulator I should say, by Waves is J37. It's I don't know what it actually is called, the one that emulates, silly me, but it emulates whatever the Beatles used. I know that. So I want to pull that up actually, the J37, and see if we can't get a B side by side comparison of the two. Cool, here we go. I'm gonna mute myself. Just all the fun things you can do with this tape machine. So the J37 is definitely more aggressive on like the kick, and I don't like that. It's probably because I had the saturation probably a little higher than I should have. But the J37 really Yeah, but you can adjust like playback speed or tape speed, I should say. Um, which fun fact time, the Doom soundtrack, one of my favorite soundtracks in the whole world. I love Mick Gordon. Oh my gosh. So really cool fact. What he did is with the Doom soundtrack. I forget exactly how he did it, so don't quote me on it. There's a GDC Mick Gordon Doom hour and a half-ish long video you can watch on YouTube that explains all of his process. But he used um, a tape machine for part of writing the Doom soundtrack, and what he did is I forget if he basically recorded. I think he recorded the song twice as fast into the tape machine, then played it back at the half speed, so it was normal tempo. And it just, dude, it was cool. The stuff that he can do with that, or you can play half as fast and see if you can speed it up. There's a lot of fun things you can do with tape machines if you get creative. My band right now is using a tape machine to do part of our record. We're doing. I mean, I did a song by us last week, and it's like we're like this, just like hardcore, like heavy. We want to do a lot of noise, but we're putting all of our noise through this old like cassette player. So what we're doing is we're running an output of the interface into the input of the cassette. Have one of those fake cassettes from Target. I think that's how we're getting the input in. Then the output of the headphone jack back into the interface. It's just kind of like reamping. And dude, it sounds freaking sweet. Anyways, I digress. Tape machines are so cool. I'm gonna keep going. Big chillin'? That is big chillin'. Alright, so these are the two last guitar tracks. I didn't use them because I just didn't like how they sounded. This, again, was a track from the Ultimate Guitar website. One of those things people can make, So, anyways, I'll listen to them. We'll see what they sound like. We'll see if we can work them in. But I remember just they were too gated, if I remember correctly. Too gated. All right, that's like chilling. Not as bad as I remember, which is a plus to these guys. So what we're gonna do is yield classic, but I want to get a different tone. I want something that's gonna complement, obviously, what this other guitar track is doing. So let's listen to this other track, and then we'll go from there and kind of brainstorm ballpark where we want this newer second layer guitar to go. My thing is with double tracks, even going up to quad tracking, you can get really big, wide, beefy guitars, but you just got to play it right, how you mix them. I'm not unmuted. I am unmuted. Alrighty, cool. Alright, back at it. Let's keep going. Figuring out the guitar tone. Alright, cool. I just don't like those first two because of just how much EQ work you can hear is gonna go into it. Yeah, it's just all like 4 8K. I just save myself time and don't use them. I like these two cabs more around the board. So that being said, I think we're gonna use the ones I don't like because the other ones are more mid-range or low end, so I need to contrast that by using the high end, which is the one I don't like and didn't use. So there we go, big brain moment. So that tone sounds really, really small, and I really, really don't care because the whole purpose of this tone right now is to blend it in with what these other two tones that we already have, which are these big, meaty, mid-rangey tones. So if you get this super tight high-end, like gross tone into the, kind of fit it in, it sounds sick as we can hear. So we're just gonna keep on keeping on with the good. Ryan, what's up? I wish I was napping, and I was napping earlier. Glad you're here. We're doing Your Existence by Locks Flames, like Moths 2 Flames. We're just kind of going through the guitars. If you've been lurking, you kind of know what I've been saying, but we're just mixing guitar tones and having fun and EQing. So I'm gonna get back to it. I mute myself, but if you comment, I'll pause, unmute, and talk, respond, all that good stuff. So you can hear that the take on this guitar L, where is it? What mouse do I need to use? This one. This take on here is bad. You can hear that string noise. I'm gonna try to fix it by with actually a what do I call it? A transient designer. So we'll see how that goes. Love you too, Ryan. Balls. Another hot tip is transient designers on guitars. I don't really see or know of a lot of people doing it, but on like metal stuff like this, just a little kiss of it just goes so far. Especially when you're blending tracks, you have one that's super attacking and one that's like more in the background. Magic, dude. Magic. So we're gonna just try to gate out that string noise. It's gonna be really hard to do, but we're gonna give it a shot. So right about there, we've gotten rid of it. So we move on. I think what I want to do is just copy and paste this over, listen to the entire guitar track because they were gonna have some frequency buildup. Because I definitely heard some stuff up in like the 4K range per usual. So we're gonna have to re-limit all of it too, just because we have more signal being sent. Typical stuff. And I knew too, you can see there's also more plugins on these two tracks, the ones I didn't use in the first place. It's just one of those things where if you do this a while, you can kind of tell how much work something's gonna need from the beginning. Anyways, here we go. I think that sounds really dope. I really like the relaxed feel of the entire mix. I don't like this cymbal at all though. I think that's so fire. They're just kind of listening to it. I'm really happy with it. I probably poured in at this point about, yeah, probably about hour 15 a day, probably about 2.5, 3 hours last time I did it. So, is there anything else? I mean, if anyone is watching, do you want to see anything else? Do you want to mix anything else? I can pull up other songs. I can, you know what I can do too is export this and put this on Google Drive or something if y'all want to listen to it on your own. Then you can come back and tell me how bad it was. We can try mastering it. Why don't let's do that. So mix done. Grab the song. Ooh, you know they have that thing in the intro. Let's do that. So there's a bunch of things going on there to make it easier on me. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. And then I'm good. You have to basically have the guitar start in the center and then fade out to the sides. And then have that like an EQ that's automated. An EQ that's automated to pull back, which allows that, you know, the whole shebang to work. So here we go. It should take not even 5 minutes. So we've done the panning, struggled, but we got it. Now I'm just setting the EQ up where I want it to start. Turn my automation to read. I don't mind using this bus EQ just because I know it'll be fine. This EQ is doing one job, and that's cleaning up the guitars, but I don't want to have to add another EQ and then do all that. I can just do it here. This is also my live scene, I realize, not that. There we go. So yeah, this is gonna make, hey Bachi, what's poppin'? Congrats on the 16.5 hours of complete madness. You're crazy, and I'm low-key jealous. That looked like it was fun. We're just mixing a song here, heavy metal, talking about EQ and nerdy shit. So yeah, so we want to automate. What we want to automate is the frequency here, you know, where it's attenuating the dude 24 or bust. Let's go. Yeah, dude, I'll do 24 with you. I just got to get like 3 days off of work to, you know, not die. Want to automate the frequency, not the volume, not to get louder, and then, you know, not the Q. I mean, it's this is a low pass. Low pass cuts off the high end. High pass cuts off the low end. Think about it, it'll click. So this is a low pass, and we don't, I mean, you can't adjust, you know, really in this plugin at least. Oh shit. In this plugin at least, you can't really, no, that's 4, that's not it. You know, 10, you can't adjust really your Q as like this 4. The Q is how wide. Yeah. So this band 10 is what we're using for the guitar effect. Go to boom, go, we want to adjust the frequency, add. So now we just got to find, where's that? All right, so it's gonna be here, bus 3. Why is that to the right? I don't, oh, I know, okay. Guitar, yo, where's my guitar bus? Oh, here, what the hell? This is the one we want to edit. So you can see here, this, I don't know about other DAWs. Yeah, it's not complicated, but it is complicated. Like once you learn it, obviously, duh. But I see you draw, I'm like, shit, that looks complicated. So, touche. So I've set the band where we want it, which is like whatever, you know, 245. I lock it here, and then by this point in the song, we want it all the way open. That's where it is in the original song, so we want to just do that. We just bring it up all the way. And then also what I like to do actually is just to make absolute sure, just turn the band off. Not in bus 3 though. Do it in the right bus. Guitar bus. So add, it's, you know, it's notch or whatever, band 10, and then band 10 on off, boom, add, done, move on. So we're stuck on frequency here, and I don't know why it's not being cool. Oh, it's making us do it in, I don't know why it does this in this program, but it does. And anyways, so the on off is here. So I just want to, this is either A or B, either A on or B off, which I want. Oh, I can't see by the plugin, that's right. So it's on there, which I do not want. I want it off there. So we want the band on while it's putting in work. And then once it gets to here, it turns off. Lets everything through. And 2 reasons for that. 1, just so it's more accurate. 2, like I said, Q10 only processes the bands that are in effect, so the ones that are on. Yeah, so this should sound something similar to the mix. So here the original mix, but here we go. So that is me, and this is the OGs. Yeah, it sounds really, really close. they obviously just have more low end in that beginning. They might have like a bass boost, which I don't want to do. I don't actually like that. It sounds like though too they have something about from 1K, like halfway through from 1K up to about 8K. So I'm gonna try that. It sounds like they add a little boost there. So band 8 frequency, band 8 on off. So band 8, I guess band A. It's so boring. I don't know why off is. I mean, I guess it makes sense. So that, and then frequency, we wanted to start here. By the time it's here, we want it to be probably about 8-ish K. All right, let's see how that sounds now. Yeah, that's like almost like exactly what they had. I want to turn this down so it's not dramatic when it cuts out. I actually want to move all this to the end of the note. There we go. That's like almost exactly what they have in their song, like except for like overall mix and tonality issues, but that's pretty much the idea they're doing. Listen to this. So yeah, that's that little trick. It's just a quick EQ automation, not at all hard to do. Just got to know what you're doing. Make sure you know what you're moving where, all that jazz. And let's take a quick critical listen through the song, see if there's anything else we can try to spice up a bit. All right, so those string noises and the guitars are absolutely just infuriating me. So we're gonna try to get rid of those. Who let this person record a guitar track? This is some of the worst guitar track recording I've ever heard. This is insane. Like, listen to that string noise. Bet you this was some like 16-year-old kid who like got his first guitar and was like Like Moths of Flames is cool. I can make a cover. I hope also the person who's making this right now, if you're watching this, I'm not even sorry, dude. Like, this is bad tracking. Good thing this is, as far as I'm aware, anonymous. Like the easy obvious fix to this, y'all, is you go in and you automate down after every single guitar, you know. So like here. So what you would do, it looks like they use some sort of like, yeah, they use just some, this actually looks a lot like Studio One's cutting method. I'm sure they're all the same. But yeah, strip silence, you go boom. And then like, let's say it was this one, and you could do all these parameters, but even a better way to do it, right? More accurate yet time consuming way, automation, volume, get in there. And I'm not gonna do this, I just want to show you what it would entail to put in the work. You do that for every single thing, and then you also make sure your volume doesn't get changed. Like, you know what I mean? But you can hear there, it's just like, and that's kind of like how you would do that. I don't want to do that just because, I mean, 4 guitar tracks at about what, 3.5, 4 minutes each. Don't forget 3 minutes each. It's still a lot of, you know, you can see I have to do it all here, probably here. This is a chorus, and then back all through here. It's just, you know, that's what you would do, but yeah, much cleaner. But unfortunate. All right, what else we can do is, I said you can try the strip silence method. This guy, material. All right, so manual. Let's see here. Yeah, it's hard because that string noise is right in the actual guitar attack. So I'm just gonna apply it and see what happens. And then actually, big brain, which you can do, listen through it, go through and fix it. But what you can do too is, let's say, I'm not gonna go through and actually fix it all, because like I said, this would take still a lot of time. Not as much as the other method, but it would. So like, what you would want to do is like here, just what I like to do is just boom, pull like that in, pull that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and then, you know, you can do that and just fade it in, problem solved. Just gotta get these bigger clips. I can see you'd want to do it there, you'd want to do it all in here, probably here, but you know, it's a way to clean it up. And then when you're done, you can like just basically highlight all of them like that. And what you would want to do is come in and give them a little, oh, shit balls, do that good stuff, and then fade them out. And then if you also wanted to fade the Manic Kiss, you could. Only issue I personally have with this is it's very it can start to sound very choppy, very produced, very like someone went in and spent the time. A good example of this kind of editing is in Silent Planets, The Night God Slept Redux. That whole record was edited, in my opinion, to this way too big of an extreme. I'm gonna close my window, but I think I can keep talking. But yeah, I would not edit that. Much better. I would not edit like this unless you're gonna put the time in to make it sound not like you just hit a button and let the computer do it. Because yeah, you don't want hi Brooke, I love you. So I anyways, so yeah, that's the thing. That's my beef with these kind of editing things, is it's either a shit ton of time and it sounds good, or it's, you know, a little less time and it sounds really bad. So pick your poison. But stuff where there's string noise in it like this, you know, if this was a product I was delivering to a band, I would, you know, two sides of the coin. One side is I would go in and do this. Second side of the coin is I'm not the editor. You shouldn't have this in your song. Send it back to your editor. Have them fix it. When they're done, send it back to me, and we'll go from there. Not my problem. Depends what kind of person you are, what kind of engineer you are, your relationship with the band, all these kind of things, you know. If I'm Joey Sturgis, I'm probably not going to do this. I'm probably going to send this back and be like, hey, like, I'm slammed. I don't have the 2 hours to put into your guitar tracks. Whereas if it was me, I might be like, hey, this was in your tracks. I'll fix it up for you guys, no problem. But in the future, just be wary of this. Just kind of got to pick your battles. But I'm going to go ahead and do this thing, all the same settings to the same, you know, all the tracks. You can see here it cuts it at the end, which we don't like, but I want to listen to all the, you can see what I'm talking about when it sounds just choppy. Hey, all right, I'm back. So yeah, super choppy. And you can, I'm gonna undo all of that. You can, like I said, you can come up here and you can edit it. Noise floor is gonna be the noise, you know, noise floor. Should be a little less choppy. So let's listen to this and see what's up. Yeah, two things. One, does sound better. These longer passages of playing are going to be more united. You're still going to have issues in there. I mean, you can see them, they're everywhere. Two, the bass track. It is not going to, if I were to, let's say, do this to it, it's just gonna not do anything. I'd have to go in and do all this manually. So that's another thing that really makes this hard, is, you know, there's so much work to be done. So hopefully, one, you know, your final product is only as good as your source, so make sure your source is good and edited and cleaned up, you know, that jazz. We're gonna listen to the song one more time and maybe even wrap up. So let's go. Cool. I think that sounds tight. I just want to like, you know, do some like curves on the top and bottom ends of some things, brighten up the guitars, a little more to the drums, but this is great. You can see I ran into the issue of gating the guitar bus with the wrong mouse as always. With this rhythm lead track. So I had to pull the gate down until where this could peek through, but it would cut these out. Whatevs. It happens. I'm gonna go through and try to like do some last minute just EQ and whatnot, and then we'll I think we're gonna wrap it up. For these, since I mean, especially for the drums, since the drums cover such a wide, you know, they're widespread across the frequency spectrum, we want to just really make small adjustments. Honestly, no more than maybe like a dB, 2 dB, 3 at most. Anything other than that is just gonna get wonky. That's also what they do in mastering, is if you're doing more than a dB and a half of cutting, you're probably got the mix wrong. Another thing, I did not want to do that. Another thing is this noise is being produced by this baby. I don't know exactly where, but it is. I'm 100% sure. So, not a biggie. We don't really hear it. So, anyways, analyzer. Flips the phase. I don't know what any of that shit does. Always more to learn. Always more to learn, let me tell you. I'm pretty sure. Turn that off. Oh, it's still there. Oh well. Not a biggie. And then yeah, So yeah, I just heard that in the guitars. My monitor on is gonna be mirrored this side. My left monitor is getting all wonky. My computer is starting to poop its pants because of how many plugins we got going. Which I guess is in. Ugh, this is probably gonna crash it. If this crashes, it's over. Hey, it crashed. So anyways, I guess it's over. There's not much more I want to do that track anyways. At this point, it's just gonna be mostly just. Yeah, at this point, you'd want to take a little more time off and come back to it later. Just because at this point, nothing good is gonna happen to it. And like I said, my monitor on my left side is getting weird, so I need to figure that out. So it's usually not good to mix with a busted monitor. But anyways, that's the track. Yeah, that's it, y'all. Hope you learned something. Shoot me messages or whatever if you have any questions. I'll have a VOD up on YouTube tonight if you want to rewatch any of that. So yeah, invite your friends, invite your family, like, comment, subscribe, share if you're watching this on YouTube. Post me doing this live. Thank you all so much for being here. Music is my passion. I love music, but I hate doing it alone. So I love sharing with people, or at least thinking I am via streaming. So if you're still around, you're an OG, you're a true one. I'll see you next week, Monday. Also, open song submissions. If you want to submit a song to me, you can shoot me a whisper DM here on Twitch, and we can talk. Or I should probably make an email account. But for now, just use raymx2@gmail.com. That's probably a bad idea, giving that to the world. But anyways, yeah, that's that. Thank you all for sticking around. I'll catch you on the flip side.